Good morning, everybody, and welcome to What's Real in Real Estate. Yes, sir. Man, this is where we talk about what's really happening in the real estate market. I am Elie Morris with Signature Real Estate Group, and I couldn't be more excited about who we have on as a guest today. We've got the mayor of networking, my very good friend, Ace Fair. There he is, brother. And we're going to get to Ace in just a minute. We're going to take a few moments here and talk about the numbers. And I got to tell you, man, the numbers are it's kind of weird. They're going down on both ends. Currently we have a little over 2,171 homes that are available, but I looked and saw we're down to a little over about 27 homes we sold in the last 30 days, which is the lowest number in a long time. And I went and tracked it for the last 6 months. We're dropping in sales slowly. We're dropping in inventory, and that sounds like a bad thing, but it really isn't. This market was so bizarre and so out of control. I'm actually glad that we're getting a little more normalcy now. And it's really some good news for some folks who've been having a struggle getting their offers accepted because they had to pay so much over. For you folks out there, take a sigh of relief, because I think that what's happening now is you're going to start getting back to a little more of a normal market. We'll be able to go out, look at homes, put in offers, and get them accepted that are more sane and normal. So I think we should be excited about that. Some good news I just saw this morning. There's a can manufacturer that is building a plant in Apex, over 70 acres. They make cans for soda. They're the can manufacturer. 70 plus acres. They're investing $290 million in North Las Vegas. So that is always good. And they're going to bring on about 250 new employees. So I'm excited about that. There's great stuff happening in Las Vegas all the time. And one of them is happening right now, because I am going to bring on the mayor of networking. I said, you come to Vegas, we're all transients. And people keep telling me, you can't make any friends in Las Vegas. You can't make any friends in Las Vegas. Let me tell you something. I've only been in town for 16 years. I've only known Ace for maybe 10 or 11. He's one of my best friends. I go back in my life. He's just one of the good guys. So Ace, welcome aboard. Thrilled to have you with us, man.
Thank you, Elie. Can you hear me okay?
Sure can.
Awesome. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. An honor and a privilege. I'm humbled. I'm proud of what you've done in your real estate career here. You're truly a helping real estate agent, and somebody be crazy not to want you as their guy. So I thank you for your friendship. I thank you for our biz friendship, because we've hobnobbed, networked for years together around the valley, and it's just been awesome. So thank you for that.
And if Ace is the mayor, I like to think humbly, maybe I'm a councilman or alderman. But he is definitely the mayor, man.
Because you're from the Motor City, you're from Detroit, Michigan. I'm from Chicago, baby. So we got it. We're kindred spirits. Come here and meeting in the Valley of the Sun. So
Right. That's right. You got it, man. Well, let's take a minute, Ace, and tell all the folks watching a little bit about Ace Fair and who you are and where you're from, a little bit about you.
Yeah, absolutely. Born and raised in Chicago. And just like anybody in the Midwest who moves to Vegas, I got tired of shoveling snow. And so just that simple. So I came to Vegas in 1999. So I've seen a lot down through the last couple of decades. And incidentally, my wife has been here longer than that. My wife's been here close to 40 years. She's originally from the Philippines, Gina, and her family, they moved when her dad was retiring from the Air Force, moved to Louisiana, and then Louisiana to Vegas, where he retired. And then she started her career here, and we met a year after I was here, which was great for me. And we've been together ever since. And what we do is really simple. Our company is called Fair Solutions, Inc., where we provide a number of support solutions for business owners, professionals, and the like. Mostly, we are an independent associate, independent contractor of the Legal Shield Company. And of course, providing all their suites of services. So we do that. We also host and help promote networking events throughout the Valley. We've been chamber members since '99. It was one of the first things that I did when I got here. And oh, what a huge value the Vegas Chamber of Commerce is. Not only have I done a ton of business there, literally hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of business there, but I've met good friends like Elie Morris through the chamber, and dozens of good friends. So it's been a godsend since I've been here. But that's what we do professionally, and obviously when the pandemic hit, we had to go from in-person events to online networking events, and we did that. We did that with Zoom. We did it with another platform called Blitzer, and it's just been wonderful. And so now the great debate, as me and Elie hobnob together, is that do we go in line or online, or should we be in person? In fact, Elie, there's a meme that I meant to text you, and I forgot to do it, but I'm gonna text it to you later. But I'll say it. I'll see if I can pull it up here that my wife sent me. It was really really cute, and it said I survived a meeting that should have been on Zoom.
That's good. That is good. Well, we are
Yeah,
out a lot, and
actually,
I love you and I tandem. We work well together out there in the field. But take a
yep,
minute if you don't. I've been a client of Aces for probably 10 years now, and I will tell you one thing about Legal Shield is what it does for Carol and I. It gives us peace of mind. It's something we don't have to worry about. It's because we live in a litigious society today, unfortunately or fortunately, and you know what? You never know. And I've had instances where I needed to use the service, and I got to tell you, a letter they send works wonders. I've never had anything more serious than asking them to send a letter on my behalf, and boy, boom, what a relief to get things done. And it costs us pennies a day. It's really fantastic. But all right, real quick before we forget, just give everybody how they can get a hold of you if they want to talk more about a one-on-one.
yeah, absolutely. And I'm the type of guy that I want you to just call me, and I want to have a conversation, or I want you to text me, because then you'll get my attention. Because if your phone number is not in my phone, I don't pick it up right away. I check the voicemail. And so that number is 702-561-0884. 702-561-0884. So that's my cell text. Text is best. And once you text me, I can enter you as a contact, and you'll get a call back. And I would
Beautiful.
love to chat with you. And we also, Elie, since we've been open here in Vegas, I've been doing lunch and learns for people. So if anybody texts me and mentions that they saw me on your podcast, if they'd like to come to our lunch and learn, and they're not a current client of ours, and they don't have a marketing rep already with our company, we will buy them lunch. We
Beautiful.
will buy them lunch on us. Okay. If they
Fantastic.
mention they saw me on your podcast.
Excellent. So here, everybody, give them a call, give them a text, text Ace. Let's take a minute and talk about networking. This is like we said earlier, a transient community. Why? Because people want to be in the warmth. They love the excitement of Las Vegas. We all came here knowing nobody for the most part. And our networking community is like a little family for us.
Yep.
And talk about how important networking is for somebody who comes to town here.
It's vital. Not only somebody coming to town, but somebody who wants to be a business owner in our community here. Because at the end of the day, Vegas is a small town.
It sure
Yes,
is.
we're the entertainment capital of the world. Yes, when it's the weekend, like this weekend, where we got about a half a dozen major sporting events going on, from soccer to football to basketball and everything in between, where there's going to be people coming to watch those. At the end of the day, we're a small town.
Yep.
So that means your reputation can walk in the door before you do. And so it's important to network, to get to know as many business people in the community as you can, give of yourself, and then try to always help other people. And that's important, especially if you're new. When I came to town in 1999, the first thing I did was to join the Vegas Chamber of Commerce. That was the first thing I did from a business perspective. And then I started to get out there visible in the community. not just chamber events, but any networking event, any community event, a ribbon cutting for another new business, whatever I could do to be visible. And I get out there with real business cards. Nothing wrong with a digital card. Nothing wrong with let
I'm
me
with
eat.
you, man, on that. I'm with
But
you.
but I'm an old school guy, and Elie, you'll love this. There was a young lady that was referred to me, brand new business owner. She's 20, I think 23 years old, because I let her know that I'm a great grandpa and I got my grandson is 22. So I told her I'm an older guy, and she said, well, she's in branding. And so she knows the importance of business cards. She said, I just got my business cards printed, so I would love to come out to a chamber of commerce and meet people and that sort of thing. And so I said, dear, you're going to go a long way with that attitude. That's an old school mentality. And guess what? That's never going to fade 50 or 100 years from now. Getting out and meeting the people, vitally important, and be a part of the community. The chamber, the Vegas chamber, or any chamber says that you're part of the community and you've put roots down. If you got a phone number, you came from the Midwest like me or Elie, and your number is still 773 708 303, whatever it is, get a freaking 702 number, or the new one, 775, whatever it is. If you can't get 702, but become a local.
I agree with you. And I will tell people when they approach me, we network, I meet them, they hand me their card, give me the number. I'll ask, oh, you don't live here? I know they do. But, and I try to stress to them the importance of becoming a Las Vegan. When we
Yep.
moved here, Ace, Carol and I got our license changed within the first couple weeks. We became
Mm-hmm.
Las Vegans immediately. And
Mm-hmm.
boy, what a great place. When I want to go back to networking in the chamber for a minute. When in Detroit, I joined, of course, the Detroit Chamber of Commerce back when I was living there. And they did
Yeah.
nothing. They did absolutely nothing. It was a very non-active chamber. So when I got out here, I shied away from it. I figured, why waste my time and money? I was working for someone who they asked me to represent. I thought, wow, this is an active. I think we're
Yeah.
the fifth largest chamber in the country.
In,
And we're
in the hay
active.
time, yeah, in the hay time, Elie Morris, when I first moved here, we were the third largest chamber in the nation, and we were number one per capita, and that lasted for about a decade until 2007, 2008 got here, and we all know what happened then.
Yeah, and there's
So yeah,
probably 30 or 40 chambers of commerces in Clark County, but in my opinion, there's only really one, and that is the Vegas Chamber of Commerce. I mean, not only are there great people, you meet great people, it attracts great. They have put out events. If you want to meet people, you have no excuse. You can't say, well, there's nothing going on. There's always something. Ace and I were at an event Wednesday night. There had to be, what, 80 people there?
at least north of 80. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And half
Yep.
of them I knew, other half I didn't. And that's the beautiful
Right.
thing about networking. You meet new
Exactly.
people. Give
Exactly.
people a little tip about networking. One of the things I tell people first, is that don't join 80 different groups. Find
Yeah.
2 or 3 or 4 that you like, and be a regular there. Do you agree?
I absolutely agree, and I'll tell you why I'm laughing, because we I looked at my wife around 05, 06, and I said, man, we got to do more networking. We need more business. I know we'll do more networking, and I'll join the Latin Chamber, the Urban Chamber, the Henderson Chamber. I'm already a Vegas Chamber member, Lambda, and a couple of other organizations. So it's about 7 different ones. So I found myself at luncheons every day, breakfast meetings every day. And I'm like, man, my wife said, man, when are you going to do our business? you know? And so I started allocating that, because I'm kind of like a broker, if you will, kind of like you are, Elie, in your profession. I'm kind of like a broker in mine. So I have agents. And so I just started allocating agents over to the Urban, over to the Henderson. And I stuck right here with the Vegas Chamber. Why? We're north of 4,000 members.
Right.
Even after the hay time, and when we blew up to 7 or 8,000, and we're on the way back up. But 4,000 people for me to go through is a lot of folks. And not only that, since I got fully vaccinated back in May, June. And so I started going out to in-person events around June 15th. And I've been to average about 3 to 4 events a week since then. All those events have been the Vegas Chamber events, except for 5.
Yeah.
So that's how many. That's the huge plethora of events that they offer. And I tell you what, I know we got one coming up here, Elie. If you don't mind me plugging it,
Plug it.
it's coming up. Yeah, coming up October 5th.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good one, man. That's
It's
gonna
a
be a good
special
one.
day. It's going to be at the Rockstar Bar. So you can get a hold of Elie, get a hold of me. We'll make sure you're VIP'd in
Yep.
on the list. But let me tell you, we'll probably have north of 100 people. So if you want to meet people and check out how the chamber really operates, that'll be great. And then October 2nd is my birthday.
That's
So it'll be
right.
it'll be like a birthday networking bash. I'm turning the double nickel that day. So yeah, so it's going to be exciting, and nothing like meeting new people. If you're a new business owner, you're going to meet all the folks are going to be new to you. If you're a seasoned veteran business professional like me and Elie, you're still going to always meet new people because boy, we really promote that thing via social media, via our e-blast, and through the chamber. So it's very well attended. The last one we had about north of 70. The month before that, about north of 70. Month before that, we had about 50. So it's been growing, growing, growing. So I think this is going to be the month that we tip to 100 people.
I think so too. And the weather's great to be outdoors and indoors. It's perfect. Well, the chamber doesn't just allow us to network. For a lot of these folks that aren't members, what the chamber does, they're in Carson City. They're there protecting business owners' rights and business owners and that's a big part of what the chamber does. And but yeah, the networking is. Look at, I came here, I knew nobody. And today I have friends like Ace and the people. I can make a phone call and find anybody I want. And I got to tell you, I don't believe I'd have that same ability back in Detroit, even though I spent my first 50 years there. It's a
Mm,
big city. It's spread way out. This is a small town. It's a big small town,
yeah,
but everybody knows everybody. And
yep,
how many
yep,
times have we been out there with Oscar Goodman and Carolyn Goodman? And I mean, we
yeah.
hobnob with everybody here.
Absolutely. Yeah, that doesn't happen in LA, Chicago, New York, Detroit, but only in Vegas do you go to networking events with the former mayor, the current mayor,
Yeah.
the governor may show up. I mean, it's been wonderful. I mean, last year, beginning of 2020, that is, when we had our preview Las Vegas,
Mhm.
the NFL commissioner was there,
That's right.
you know, so I mean, that's Vegas for you. And I tell you what, just it's getting better and better. The challenge that I'm having is mingling everything. So this morning, Elie, I was on an early morning networking event online on the Blitzer Network, and then I'm on the podcast with you. And then after the podcast, I leave to do a live in-person lunch and learn today for about 8 business owners. And then when I get home from that, I have another online Blitzer event. And if my wife lets me, I'll be going to another networking event tonight. So that's kind of how my days go these days. It's not just 3 years ago, 2 years ago. It was just I'd go to a mixer, I'd go meet a client, and that was it. But now I've got this online presence that we've built during the pandemic, and I tell you what, it's gotten us business, it's sustained us, and now I'm splitting myself between the two, but I'm making it work. So I love it. I love networking, whether it's online, in person, and I'm really enjoying being back in person,
Oh, me too.
especially with crowds of people. I'm not a fan when it's just a half a dozen of us or 10 of us at an event, but unless it's a specialized event like our lunch and learns, they're designed for 8 to maybe 15 business people. In fact, 2 weeks ago I had 17 people, and we couldn't put one more person in the the 18th person would have had to stand up if they had come. So that's how our room is. But we like those intimate because it's education and intimate networking. So, but yeah, just love it, and love being out there with you, my friend, because we make a good tag team,
Yeah, we do.
introducing to people and helping other people. Because it's not just about you meeting people and that sort of thing. This young lady who was referred to me last night by a friend of mine in Arizona, she's a new business owner. I'm going to show her how to network. I'm going to help her to network. I'm going to help her get clients. She's like, Ace, so how much is the chamber? I said, well, don't worry about that because I'm going to get you into a few events where you don't have to pay, and then you'll make enough contacts where it'll be worth your while. And so that's how I put it to her. But yeah, but I think the trend is up, and I think as we go month in and month out, as we jump into October, there's a lot of great events in October, by the way, including the first Chamber Expo in over 3 years.
Yeah, I'm looking real forward to that. I'm looking very forward to that. Let's talk about the. By the way, what Ace touched on is what makes you a good networker or not is being thinking of others before yourself. Be a giver. Go out there and help people, and don't do it because you think, oh, if I help somebody, I'll get something in return. No, you do it because you want to do it, and that's what I want to talk about next, Ace. Is this community? People outside of Nevada, they don't realize what a community we have. They all think we live in the hotels on the strip, and they don't realize, and I felt that for a long time, but Ace, October 1, 2017, we really saw what a community this is, how everybody pulled together after that shooting.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. And at that point, and any point in Vegas here, that's when you know we're really a small town,
Yes.
and people pull for each other and want to help for each other when you get to know the real people of Las Vegas.
Yep.
And I started smiling when you mentioned where our friends think we live, because when I moved here in '99, I had a couple of high school buddies that pretty smart guys. One guy, he finished, he was 2 years behind me, and he went to Harvard for undergrad, and he went to Stanford for grad. So I'm talking about a pretty smart guy. And he's like, Ace, so where do you live? Do you like live on the strip?
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, we have homes and houses and communities just like we grew up in Chicago,
Yep.
just like where you went to school. Stop it. And so yeah, and what you'll find is our communities are very close. Our business communities are closer. Okay, and that's why it's important to be out there and to give of yourself, because networking is just that. It is giving of yourself. I mean, this young lady, as I was mentioning, 20, 23 years old, just getting started in business. I'm talking to her at 9:30 at night last night. I assure you, when I told my wife I had to take this business call, she looked at me like, okay, I know you're always trying to help somebody. You're off for the day, and that's what I was. She had just finished up with a client. She does business not just locally but globally, so she was available and texted me, and I said, "Yeah, I got to reach out." And she knows nothing, and a lot of people don't know anything about the organizations that we are talking about, Elie, and
Right.
and we take it for granted sometimes. But there are a lot of people that come to events. They're scared. They come one time. And so I will assure you, if you're listening to this podcast, you get a hold of Elie or myself, and you want to come to our event on October 5th, we will make you feel comfortable. We'll make you feel at home, like part of the family, and we will help you because we don't take it for granted.
No,
We know that.
we'll take you around and introduce you
Yeah,
to people. We will make connections for you right there on the spot.
absolutely, absolutely, and that's how you know we have a real community here, because people help each other, people care for each other, and people want each other to succeed.
Yeah, and now you're out in the community a lot. Now, are you seeing, like I'm seeing, the recovery coming along pretty well here?
Absolutely, absolutely, and from our standpoint, with networking events, for example, I mean, you would think, maybe people would be, a little skittish or kind of hold back, but boy, they're out there, and so I'm seeing that. I'm seeing the restaurants are filling up. As you know, me and my wife, we're empty nesters, so we eat out probably more than we should, and have a good time. And boy, the restaurants, they're packing it in, and I'm really proud of a lot of them, because a lot of them did a nice U-turn in terms of offering to go stuff and reinventing themselves, and now they got both ends of the house, because they got people coming in, they got people still ordering, so it's all working. So I'm seeing that, and I'm seeing more people out, and quite frankly, more people coming to Vegas.
Yeah.
As you know, I still have a home in Chicago, so I'm there often. And even around the pandemic, the only times I didn't travel was April and May. So I traveled in March. I stopped traveling March 17th. I gotten back here to Vegas, and I started back mid-June, so only 2 months. And so I've seen a progression every time I travel. More and more people in the airport, more and more people traveling on the plane. I mean, some of the months that I traveled in, in the summer months, it'd be a third of the people on the plane. Okay, third of the people both ways. And now for the last few months, it's packed
Yeah.
when I'm traveling, and I travel off peak time. So I'm not in competition with the weekend traveler. So I'll travel on a Tuesday or Saturday morning or something like that. No one leaves Vegas Saturday morning.
No
Okay.
way.
Oh yeah. Well, guess what? It's packed. Normally
Yeah.
it's always packed now, so that's a good thing. In fact, there was only one gate area you could go through from McCarran, and now both areas are open. Two areas are open versus three. So we went from one to two major hubs being open that you can travel through and get to your gates. So
And they're expecting over 300,000 visitors this weekend with everything that's going on. And that's
yeah,
back where we used to be, and that's exciting. Listen, we're getting to the end of the show, Ace, and I always like to ask my guests about some of their favorite places. And one of the things I like to ask is, what is your favorite restaurant? But guess what? I know what it is because Carol and I have been there with you and Gina, and that is Satay. Talk about
yep.
Satay. You like Satay, don't you?
Oh my goodness, I love this place. Every special occasion, birthday, anniversary, holiday, and when dear friends come to town or we want to go to dinner with dear friends, we go to Satay. Satay. It is remarkable. It's Asian fusion, Chinese, little Thai. It's just remarkable. The service is great. The food is great. And it's great when you can have both of those
Yeah,
things.
and it's reasonably priced.
Yeah, and it's right, exactly, and it's reasonably priced at that, you know. And so we love it. In fact, so I'll be out of town. I'll be in Phoenix during my birthday weekend. So the following weekend we'll go for my birthday celebration, and then I have a dear friend who's been coming to Vegas for about 15 years, and for the last 12 or 13, he always has a dinner party at Satay for about 12 to 15 people, and I just set that up for him in October. And so, yeah, it's our favorite place to go. You knew that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love that place. And they survived. There's a few of my favorite. There was one of my favorite restaurants. I won't mention it. And they decided not to reopen,
No, it happened.
after
It
the
happens.
pandemic. But
Yeah. How
Satay
about shows?
stayed.
You got any favorite shows in town?
Not really. I'm not really a show person. I would go see some of the magic shows in the beginning of being here in Vegas, but not really a show person. Me and Gina's favorite thing to do is to do nothing.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I hear you, brother.
We might watch some TV. We love watching movies from home. We're not the. We have friends that go to movies 3 times a month. We're opposite. We might go 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's kind of how we are in the pandemic. It really suited us because we were able to watch different movies from home that you normally couldn't watch from home. So that
Right.
worked well for us.
Yep. Well, one more time, Ace. We're going to wrap this up soon. One more time. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can go to in fact, if you want to see what we do, you can go to our website, which is fairsolutionsinc.com, www.fairsolutionsinc.com. The best way to get a hold of me is through text. Text me first, and then I'll call you, okay, because it comes right to me, and that's 702-561-0884. That's 702-561-0884. And once again, we're doing lunch and learns. So if you'd like to come to one and you mention the podcast and you're not currently a client or attached to one of our independent reps, guess what? We will give you a $10 gift card for Jason's Deli. Shameless plug for them who host our lunch at Rainbow in the 215. And we'll also give you a free book on wealth and wealth concepts called Making My First 10 Million. In fact, when you text me, I'll send you the digital copy.
Good
So
man.
with that being said, Ace Fair, known as the global mayor of networking. And I'm out here trying to help as many people as I can, because the last time I checked, you help as many people as you can. You can't help but get blessings
That's
coming
right.
back your way. You can't even count them.
No,
And
that's right.
I tell you what, this has been a blast, Elie Morris. Next time I'll be in studio with you,
Good.
and we'll rock and roll. But thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me, and blessings your way. And once again, back to you.
All right, thank you. Well, thank you for being on. Now, listen, we've got a lot of happening this weekend. Like Ace mentioned, we got soccer, hockey is back, exhibition games. I believe Sunday night the Golden Knights are going to be playing. So go Rebels, go Raiders. Be safe out there. Take care of each other, or as they said in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, be excellent to each other and party on. Be safe. Ace, thanks again, my man. Have a good weekend. Everybody be safe out there. Take care, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.